President Xi Jinping of China once said if he had a chance to change anything in Africa, then the only thing that he would have changed would be the African mindset. And I'm saying this in conjunction to the ongoing cases in relation to graft, and most particularly on Aror and Kimwarer scandal. I'm saying so simply because there are those who strongly believe that Peter Munya, the former CS Agriculture, is politically witch-hunted, while there are those who strongly believe that the president is right on course on the war against graft. Exactly the same way the Shakahola massacre took a turn from the main suspect being Pastor Mackenzie to Pastor Ezekiel Odero is exactly the same way the Aror and Kimwarer Dam scandals are taking a twist from the key suspect, to whom by then was the then Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, to now the former CS Agriculture Peter Munya. And as of the time of this broadcast, the former Agriculture CS Honorable Peter Munya found himself between a hard place and a rock, simply because few months towards the 2022 general election, he seemed to know more in relation to the scandal. And guess what? By yesterday, the courts had summoned him to come and tell Kenyans exactly what had transpired in relation to the Aror and Kimwarer Dam scandal.
I, Peter Munya,
swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
I remember during the presidential debate, the then Deputy President William Samoei Ruto said, and I quote, "One day, all of you will come to understand what really transpired in the Aror and Kimwarer Dam scandal."
You know, this was all done to ensure that there were kickbacks, that the government made advance payments, including 11 billion shillings in excess of unnecessary debt to, this is what they're saying, which prosecutors say were to go to, friends and co-conspirators of this scheme. If this is what you allege, are you alleging tonight, Honorable Ruto, that there is a big conspiracy between the DPP, between the courts, and also politically with respect to the Aror and Kimwarer dams that are now in court?
For your information, Aror and Kimwarer was signed at the same time with other government projects, signed by the same companies, funded by the same financiers, and they were signed not with me, witnessed by the President of Kenya. So these are not projects that were cooked at night or in some dark corner, right? How come that the only projects that did not go through is Aror and Kimwarer? All the others went through. That's number one. Number two, today, the government of Kenya is in court because the contractor, with all those allegations that have been made, the contractor has gone to court to demand payment of another 12 billion shillings. I mean, that should concern everybody.
There are also suspects in court, Honorable Ruto.
Pardon?
There are also local suspects in court over the matter.
Forget about the court matter here. The contractors are in court in London, and the government of Kenya is already replying to the case in court. And they cannot afford to make it public because it's embarrassing. Why did the contractor not continue with the project? Because he was denied the land where to set up the dam. And that was an undertaking by the government of Kenya, that we're giving you a contract, we're going to give you land, we're going to give you this infrastructure for you to carry out, for you to build the dam. And the reason given then was that, the dam was going to be in a forest. How many dams are in the forest? We have
your view,
Yamo
Honorable
Dam.
Ruto?
We have Yamo Dam in the forest.
Honorable
we have
Ruto?
many other dams in the forest. So I think, we have to be honest with ourselves. And that's why I am looking forward to the day somebody will step forward and actually tell the country how will the government of Kenya lose 20 billion shillings that was supposed to build Aror and Kimwarer, and yet there is nothing on the ground. What was this? What was this sinister motive?
Do you believe money was lost?
I don't believe any money was lost. And even if money was lost, people should be taken to court.
But you said around 2019 that it was 7 billion shillings that was lost.
No,
and not
I
the
didn't
21
say that.
that was being alleged by the DPP.
I didn't say that. Check my statement. I am very clear about what I said. I said 7 billion shillings was paid. Right? That's what I said. And for your information, I said that 7 billion shillings that was paid was actually insured. The reason we should be asking is, why hasn't the person, the company who insured that money, why haven't they been asked to pay? Because the company that insured that 7 billion is a well-connected company. That's why the demand letter has not been put to them.
So what you're alleging...
And you see, Kenyans will one day really marvel at what really happened in this Kimwarer and Aror Dam.
Honorable
You will
Ruto,
be shocked.
Tell us what really happened, because what it sounds like is you're alleging the investigating authorities, the DPP, the courts. There are suspects in court at the time, including former Cabinet Secretary Rotich, who I believe was charged afresh a couple of months ago over this issue. If this is all politically instigated, are you then saying that all of these authorities, different arms of government, are conspiring against you, from investigators to the DPP to the courts, to punish you, Honorable Ruto?
Let me ask you, that matter has now been in court for 4 years. It has not moved an inch. It's been dancing. This person, today you're being charged, tomorrow, no, remove this person, the next day, remove this person, the next day, change the charges, because somebody is actually waiting for another government to come and carry the shit, unfortunately. And that's what's going to happen. That's why that case has never moved an inch. Mention after mention, after story after story. I mean, surely, how can we lose 7 billion, another 12 billion that is going to be incurred by this government? And it's an act of political convenience.
You just said we didn't lose 7 billion shillings.
No, I'm just saying eventually we will. I mean, if it is not sorted out. And that's why I'm saying when I come into office, I will make sure that the money is not lost. And I will make sure that the impediment imposed on this project, we will provide the land. The contractor will build the dam, and we will move ahead.
And if that is something that we are to go by, then I kid you not, that could be one among the many reasons as to why all Uhuru's CSs, including, but just to mention a few, the likes of Kina Raphael Tuju and CS Peter Munya, were very instrumental in saboteuring Ruto's candidature in the last general election. For Munya to vindicate himself from such a mess, then he's got only one option, and that is switching camp from Azimio to Kenya Kwanza, so that he can start singing praises to President William Samoei Ruto, or else it will be very difficult for him to cope. I remember seeing Peter Munya speak with a lot of boldness and vigor during his tenure as CS Agriculture. And yesterday he was summoned to appear before the court chambers, or else the DCI pay him a visit. How humble he was yesterday and how arrogant we are used to seeing him be, then I kid you not, the shoe is currently on the other leg. And mambo ni matatu for him. With all due respect, the handshake government looted this country dry with major big scandals like the Galana Kulalo scandal, the Aurora and Kimwarer scandal, and the Kemsa scandal. That is just to mention but a few. And with the leadership of President William Samoei Ruto, each and every Kenyan is waiting to see how things shall be unfolding in relation to all the major scandals in the previous tenure. And as I come to the penultimate part of this video, in case if you're watching me for the very first time, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. If you've been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. And more so, if you're watching me from a different platform, either Telegram, TikTok or Facebook, kindly just head on over to YouTube, search for Mohamed Sudi. I'll be the first right person to pop up. If matters socio-economic and political matters are your great areas of concern, kindly do consider hitting on the subscribe button so that each and every time that I upload a new video, it will automatically reflect on your notification panel. And by so doing, you'll simply be supporting my content. Thank you, and may God bless you.